Alright, welcome to another Warhammer Underworlds stream and recording for the YouTube channel. Obviously I'm putting together a bit of content for Warhammer Underworlds, and I wanted to just have a bit of a casual play this afternoon. It's a nice Saturday afternoon. It's a little bit quiet in town thanks to it being Anzac Day, and I wanted to check out some stuff and just get back in the swing of Warhammer Underworlds. And anybody who logs into the stream is welcome to chat with me as we do so, and we can cover some stuff, which would be really neat. Underworlds, as I mentioned in previous video, is a really cool game that has been slowly updated and evolved over time, with Games Workshop releasing more and more starter sets. Each starter set sort of heralds the next wave of releases. Each release is a whole warband of models. The warband is a fixed set of models, so if you play as, for example, Steelheart's champions, then you have the same 3 models every time, and you can then construct your own custom deck that goes with them. Some of the cards that go into the deck are unique to that warband, but there are also universal cards that all warbands can take, so there's some cool stuff. The Underworlds Online version, which we're about to have a look at, contains most of the original wave of Shadespire warbands, so it's a bit old school compared to what's out there now. I think the most recent release is Beastgrave, which is really cool. So there was Nighthaunt in between that, I think it was called, which had a few different warbands as well. And so slowly, it is set in the Age of Sigmar world, which is cool. And they're they're always bringing out new factions from different areas. So let's jump into the game now with. So this is Severin Steelheart from Steelheart's champion. So he's Stormcast with a sword. Over here we've got Unharred Brightshield, who is my favourite Welsh named lady fighter, who has a hammer and shield. And then over here we have Oberyn the Bold, who has just got a big hammer, who does a lot of damage when he charges. So now we've been having a few problems with the stream today. It's been struggling to do both. My laptop's been struggling to play both the game and stream out, but fingers crossed everything works. But yeah, we keep getting this little message saying encoding overloaded. I don't know what that means. It makes me all jumpy and weird, but yeah, we'll see how we go. I don't know if my video settings have been smashed too much, but we'll have a go with this and see how it works. So we'll go back to the main screen. We'll see if we can find a match for. Well, we'll play some bot matches. Hey, how's that sound? No handicap. We'll see how we do. We found an opponent. It's another Steelheart bot. What if I don't want to play against Steelheart bot? Let's is there a go back button? None of these icons really tell me otherwise. Alright, so one of the cool things about this is that you can pick your starting playboard, and then the boards are linked up together. One of the players chooses which one to do that. And place an objective tile. Okay, so we can place objective tiles around, and they get placed face down and they get flipped up afterwards. There's 5 objective tiles. So let's put one square in the middle. And maybe one over here. And then one down here. Keeping them as close to each other as possible for the moment, and seeing what we can do to go from there. So, wow, this no, that looks right. It seems to be going okay. All right, we have Alan in the chat. Is that right? Please tell me if you can't hear me. Actually, you won't be able to tell if you can't hear me because you won't have heard me say that. Loading the environments. Alright. So it does seem to be having a hard time getting a good frame rate out of me while showing the game off. So not quite sure how best to approach that. Let's have a quick look at. Yeah, we've got that. If I drop that by a little bit, that's a bit better. Bad frame rate. Very weird. But let's see what we got here. We got the. Pull my computer a bit forward. Might help. Alright, we're at the start. What have we got in our hand? Great Fortitude. We have Lightning Blasts, which these are upgrades. So I need to gain some glory first, which is generally done by killing your opponents or winning glory options. So we'll just have a look at the numbers. So 2 is there, 3 is there. Sorry, 4 is there, 1 is there. So 3 is right up here. Not a great card to have. 4 is in the middle. We can take that. We can fight for that. Or Inspiring. Scores immediately if your warband has taken 2 or more fighters out of action this phase. I don't like that for this particular matchup. Hey Sam, how you doing? I don't know really. I think I'm going to redraw this because 2 of my objectives are much harder to get. The reason I don't like awe-inspiring is because there are only 3 enemy models on their side, and they are pretty tough. So to actually capitalize on that and destroy 2 of them in one turn, in one phase, very hard. So I'm going to redraw this hand, and hopefully we get a couple of better options on the thing as well. And over here, upgrades, like more upgrades than ploys, is not good early on in the piece because you can't actually use them straight away. So what do we got here? It's very defensive, and enemy fighters cannot support the target of the first attack in the next activation. Also, not great for this particular matchup. I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good, Sam. I've had a good day. So I'm going to redraw this hand as well. So this is effectively our mulligan. You kind of have to take it. Hold objective 5. Where was that? Dang, that's even worse. Lightning Strikes. Score this immediately if an enemy fighter is taken out of action by a charge action, which is very likely to happen because that's how we kill things. And Denial. Score this in the 3rd end phase if there are no enemy fighters in your territory. Alright, so we know we're going to get 3 points at the end of the game with that card if we hold on to it. I think we will hold on to it because it's not a... It's not doable. I mean, 3 points, whereas we could potentially draw another 1 point card and then cash it in, and a 1 point card, and then cash it in, and then 1 point card, cash it in. There are 4 phases, 4 overall phases each game. So 3 overall phases. Sorry. So that kind of balances a little bit more, provided we can keep the enemy from getting into our side. So if we work around that strategy, do not let them in. That'd be great. If you can see here, I managed to put that objective on the center line, and it's the slightly shinier, prettier tiles over here that represents. And yeah, so we want to select a player to place their fighter first. If you finish your worker placement, your warrior placement first, then you get a bonus to your dice to roll for first turn. So we'll put Angharad up the front. She is my most defensive warrior. We will put Oberyn up behind her here, and we'll put Severin down here in space to sort of start moving up. Now each, so I've got that free critical effectively. So I will. Let me see. We've got hold objective 5, which is not likely to happen. I would like them to go first because I would like to know what their first move is, and then I'll respond to it. Oh, it worked. Dab, 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 dab. Sneeze, dab. So how much is it? I think 30 something. It's currently 20% off, I want to say, on Steam, to sort of celebrate it coming out of early access. So it's currently in a good spot. So what just happened there? I looked away. Unharted just got punched and is now standing there with a sore head. Now, here's the thing. We've got Peal of Thunder. That's Unharted. They're Unharted charged, and that means that no, it's just base game at the moment. So it's just come out of early access, and so they're pretty confident that the game is working the way it's supposed to, and they're going to start working on content for it now. So anyway, the way this works is if you charge, then you can no longer charge or move with that model for the rest of this particular phase. So Unharted has done that, charged, and has knocked back my Unharted. Now, what I can do, as I mentioned, if you charge, you can only you can't actually do anything. If you just move, then you can attack as many times as you like. If you don't do either, you get a bit of an added bonus because you don't have to move or charge to get someone somewhere. So Peal of Thunder is going to be really convenient for us. We're going to put their Unharted closer to us, and then we're going to pass. At the end of every turn, or at the end of every activation, we each get to take turns playing power cards, or deploys or upgrades. So now, Unharted is adjacent to two of my models and can't do anything. So that's really cool. So our activation now, we pick a model to activate. We will... what's his movement like? So he can probably make that charge quite easily, but we don't want to do that. What we want to do is put a bit of damage on Unharted straight away because he's not going to kill her with a 4, and if we attack with, because we want to get lightning strikes, so we want a character to charge her and kill her. We get Oberyn, whose attack does 3 damage, which will put her on blast basically. So let's do that. And we will attack. Bam, you took a hit, and no, I don't want you to... I'll pass that. I want you to stay there. So that was an added bonus for us having somebody standing next to it. But look, Alan, if you want, we can play this game in for real life as well. So we've got copies of the miniatures game. The miniatures game is really cool. Like it is a very cool game. Heroic Guard, we can put someone on guard, but we don't really need to because these guys back here are well out of dangerous range, and this, like I said, this one can't do anything at the moment, so not fussed at all. And pass, they'll go their power step, they'll play another card. Activation. The first attack of the next activation gets cleave, but they also didn't attack, so that's a bit of an odd one. He's moved. Pass. Activation 2. Does it have orcs or Slanesh, and can I use Gaz? Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know what's in the most recent set, to be perfectly honest. But the original set has orcs, and they're really cool. They get a lot of points just for getting into fights, whether they win them or not. So that's you can play very recklessly with them, just get in there, smash up, and get points in response. So it is my activation. So now we want to take Severin. We want to charge Unharted, and we want to hit that. Because if we defeat her with this charge, which we do, we will get the lightning strikes and we will get a glory for doing the damage. So now we've got a bunch of upgrades that we can start putting onto characters. So we're definitely going to put block onto Angharad. And we are definitely going to put let me see here. So lightning doesn't do much damage, but it does on critical hits. We don't have anything that pumps critical hits at this point. I'm really not worried about Severin. He's still out of range of both of those their enemies. I would like to put Shield Bash on Angharad, so that sort of oh, you accidentally closed me. Whoops. Wow, thanks, Alan. You're my moderator. You're supposed to be keeping an eye on things for me. So yeah, look, I basically wanted to upload as many of my upgrades onto Angharad as possible, because that way she will be able to act as a deterrent. I mean, I'm playing against a bot, so I don't know if they're looking at that and making like any deep strategic choices here, but Angharad is very defensive, and also with the Shield Bash, she gets the chance to knock back the attacker if they fail an attack against her. So she's the closest. She's going to be the bait. This is a good idea. Now, once we cash that other one in, we picked up another what are they called? Glory card. You know what I mean? Objective card, and we score this in an end phase if we took an enemy leader out of action in the preceding action phase. Will we do that this particular time around? I don't think we will. We can put someone on guard here. I'm not super interested in sending her up to do that, but if they have like a Peal of Thunder or a sidestep or whatever, they can bring her within danger. So I'm going to put her on guard for free without having to make that an action. And then we'll pass. So it is now their activation. Wow, that's rude. It's quite clear. Yeah, they're like tactical objectives, and you can discard them as an action and things like that. So that's what makes it really cool, is that you actually build your objective deck before starting the game. So much like you would with a Magic deck or Yu-Gi-Oh deck or whatever, you build your ploys and objectives. There's 20 ploys and upgrades in the power deck, and then in the objective deck you've got, I think it's, actually I honestly can't remember. There's 4 discarded. There's 3 here. It's I don't know. I want to say like 9 or something. I don't know. But you build it to sort of favor your strategy. These guys were originally known as the defensive guys because they were very hard to hit. But what we discovered early on in the piece is that you could actually build a very, very aggressive deck with the Steelheart's champions and have a lot of success with it, because you could stick them up in the thick of things, and they would survive it, whereas other guys would... yeah, cool. I'm glad. Anyway, so where are we up to? It is the power step. We will pass, and remember to do that. We could choose somebody to activate. Now, you've moved, so you're not moving again. You've moved, so you're not moving again. We've already discarded the power lightning strikes, the hold objective 4 and hold objective 3, so neither of those are really of interest to us. We just want to shore up and make sure that they can't get across the line, so we get our denial at the end of the game. So we will do that. In which case, kind of just want to sit here. Slayer of Tyrants isn't going to happen, so let's discard and draw. So we'll get rid of that. No, actually, we get rid of that, because if they bring Old Mate in close, I really don't like the objective holding cards personally as like a thing. There was a warband of Fast Striders or something, Stride Furthers or something. I don't know. They came with a card that allowed them to basically walk off the side of the battlefield and then walk back on the other side of the battlefield somewhere else, which was really neat, because you could sort of trick people and so to make that happen, which is really cool. So power step, we're going to pass. We don't have the glory to play that last card. We cannot draw anymore. How did they just draw more? Activation 4. There's 4 activations per turn. We can now get rid of, so Eternals. None of our fighters are out of action. Denial. None of them in any enemy territory. We're building up for a very good third round hand here, and I don't know. We'll draw a new card. The activation 4. It's not going to help really, but we'll give it a go. We just picked up sidestep. Choose a friendly fighter and push the 1 hex. Okay, so that is good. His movement is 3, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3. And then maybe we could sidestep into him, or we could sidestep him closer and bring him in for a charge. So this is a very good card to be holding in this particular matchup. But we'll pass. We're not going to do that now. We've both had 4 activations. Opponent scoring objectives. Hold objective 3. Hold objective 5. Somehow they ended up with both of the objectives that are on their side of the field. Consecrated area. That's a nice card to have, actually, having nobody near you, especially when you're using a really powerful group like these that can almost guarantee that they're going to be no one near your fighters. One of the other things to note is that when all of your guys are dead, that card still plays because the ruling says when no enemy fighters are adjacent to your fighters, so it still counts if your guys are all dead. No, look, we might actually pick this up next turn. We want to hold on to both of these because that's 6 points at the end of the game that we can use. We can win with. Scores in an end phase. If your warband took an enemy leader action in the preceding action phase. See, I don't know. Like Oberyn is the counter charge guy, right? You don't lose cards. Use points if you have cards you can't score. No, but there are only 3 places in your hand for these cards, so you have to be precise. So if you're holding cards that you don't score, it means that's a card that could have been something else that did score. So it's effectively the same thing. You are losing points, but not in a direct fashion. So I don't know. I kind of want to keep that because I think with sidestep next turn we can kill that guy. But Oberyn's the counter charge guy, so we'll see what he does next turn. I'll hold on to that. That's cool. And they're going to want us to get rid of these. Play your upgrades. I already did. I will. So to play, I'll pass. I don't have any upgrades to play. Discard your power cards. I reckon I can get rid of Lightning Blade. I'd rather spend that glory that I gain on something else. Sidestep is just an absolutely staple card. And we roll, and it looks like they got first turn, or where I got first turn. Okay, so here's the trick. If we get any closer, because he's movement 3 as well, I think. If we move at all, we're going to cause problems. If we were to... See, also, Confusion's great because it is 2 adjacent fighters. We can do it with our own fighters, we can do it with their 2 fighters, we can do it with their fighter and our fighter. So we can always do that to... I don't want to do anything this turn. It's so rough. We're in a really, really ideal position to absorb that charge. If I put him there, does that... No, so that ruins him for the charge as well. So we'll skip entirely the activation. We can play these, so we can sidestep one of those guys closer. We won't do that. Not yet anyway. Power step. They're going to put lightning blade on him, which is not bad. I was holding on to that before. It's just not. It doesn't do heaps of damage. It's just, I think it's about reaching out and doing damage from a distance. So it sort of mitigates the short movement range that these guys have a little bit. Quite often, especially when you're playing against these guys, like our guys do 3 damage. They've always got 4 health. So gonna have to think about that. Player card will pass. Will pass. His turn. Play a power card. If he does, then I get another chance to play one. So he's gonna add a wound to Oberyn. That makes him a tough little cookie. So I've now got 5 wounds, which is not cool. We'll pass our power step. So now I'm almost thinking at this stage that it might be worth. Alright, so he's putting great speed onto Severin. So now Severin's got. Wait, did he put it on Severin? It says nothing. I'm pretty sure he just inspired Severin. That's okay. If he did, and it's just not showing it up on the move list. Yeah, movement's the one, like extra speed. Chrome causing you problems. If you put the movement card on him, then he's got 4 movement, which will bring him there to. Hey, it's Brock. Hey, Brock, how you doing? I don't know. We'll pass. We'll just let him charge. I mean, it's like we could sidestep that guy back by 1. Or since he didn't charge off that one, we can. In the background, so I can distract you from uni work. What are you studying at uni? Tell you what, let's get rid of the Slayers of Tyrants. Second year psychology student. Also, is the prize you won last night. Yeah, I definitely will look into that. I've got a lot of work that I need to do at the moment, and I'm usually trying to generate content. So if anyone has any ideas or wants to assist with that sort of thing, feel free to get in touch with our moderation crew, so you can continue to pay me my $5. Nah, that's nice. I did earn that $5, fair and square. I'm joking. You don't need to pay me anything. I'm just doing this to help the community stay unified in these trying times. I just said trying times. Oh, I'm that guy now. That makes me feel gross. ¿Por qué no los dos? Pass. What was the card that I picked? Sigmar's Bulwark. Scores in an end phase if none of your fighters suffered any damage in the preceding action phase. So, don't damage those bastards. Just took out Angharad. I mean, really, I should have been putting my models on guard instead of just straight up passing. That was bad move. Well. So we want to play the sidestep here. Just quickly. Does he have 4 movement now? It doesn't say, but I swear he played it on that guy. We will. We will do a tricky. We will sidestep. this guy to here. They'll play a move. Put great strength on that guy. Because he's charged, so he's not doing anything for the rest of this turn. And then we'll play Confusion to swap this guy and this guy. Okay. Putting him into a pretty awkward situation. That will also allow me to bring Severin out of charge range of his Severin at the same time hitting this guy. So this has been a pretty techie play. It gives you an idea of what this game is all about. So we'll pass. Now, we took damage this turn, so that's no good. But what we do want to do is charge him, through that way. And we want to hit him hard. Now, it was always going to take 2 hits to kill this guy. We can push him back, or we can pass it, leaving him there in a very vulnerable position from Oberyn to attack this turn. And then even if we don't kill him, we're out of range of charges from this guy, so there's no way in the next activation he's going to be able to get us unless he moves into play now. Power Step. We'll pass. We've got nothing to play because we don't have any ploys. We only have upgrades, and of course you need glory to play your upgrades. Looks like they did something. Can't tell what. We'll pass. Once we've both passed simultaneously, sequentially, it goes. So now it is Oberyn's turn to punch on. He's going to attack the other Oberyn. Bam! Right in the face. So we're now on 3 points while they're on 5 points. We get Heroic Might, Great Strength, plus one damage to all attack actions within a range of 1 or 2. This fighter's attack action gains Cleave. So Cleave means that it ignores the shield tokens, and his are shield tokens. Great Strength has extra damage, which will bring Oberyn's attack up to 4. I like that one a little bit better, so we'll put Great Strength on that guy there. Now, where are we? What we're intending to do is prevent them from being in our territory at the end of the next round, and also the third end phase is 95 hour action, so we're going to lose that one. So in this particular end phase, we are not going to keep that one. Maybe not even that one. We'll see. We'll keep digging to see if we find better options. Power Step. Plus. Discard your objectives. So we are going to discard that one because we can't get it. And we're going to discard that one. Just keep digging. And then pass. We'll keep the denial because it's very easy for us to prevent one guy from getting into this spot here. Play my upgrades. Can't. Discard your power cards. Alright, so that one cannot be played because Angharad is dead. That one, look. I mean, it looks like the only way we're going to get a glory to play it on anyone, so I'm going to get rid of it because I would rather have as many ploy cards as possible in my hand now, which I do. Healing Potion is good. Righteous Zeal is good because you play it before your turn to attack and you can get some damage. Shardfall, place a Shardfall token in an unoccupied hex, and that hex is blocked until the end of the phase. So you can do things like placing it in front of a warrior and preventing them on their next turn from moving around. So let's pass. Has he got anything crazy going on? I mean, objective 1 is that one there. So we'll move Oberon back to objective 1, I guess. It sort of gets us an extra point on the next turn. That means you can't countercharge, so like we really need him to be able to push things back. So let's do that. Let's move to that spot with Severin. I don't know. I've only been jumping into AI matches because so far I've been filming for the stream. So I feel like recording my stream, like filming it for the YouTube channel. So I've been stopping and explaining things, and so like in later videos there'll be a lot less of that. So that's when I'll jump online and play against people, and that I won't have to worry too much about the timers. It is a game that when you're very new to it, there's a lot of stopping and thinking, and there's a lot of sequencing stuff in this game that just takes just a little bit of practice remembering. Certainly, like right now, I believe it's going to be his activation next. So anything that I play that says next activation, etc., will be first attack action and the next activation. That'll be during his turn, so we're not going to do that. Otherwise, it will hurt us. So pass. He has a power step to play a card, and he doesn't. So he did nothing. He just he's chilling, which is a thing, I suppose. Hold objective 2. Where's that? Well, you know what? I mean, even with so basically, our very last move is going to be moving Oberon over to that spot. So we've got to remember to do that. We want it to be the last one because we don't want him to affect that in any way. So we'll pass. We've got a few points coming here, but we just got to hope that they're not going to get any. Skip the activation. Go to the power step. No, skip. They'll have a power step. They'll do nothing. Now it's their third activation. They're just going to keep drawing those power cards. Okay. So they're worried that I'm going to drive him back. I doubt that's possibly going to happen. Go to the power step. For me, nothing. Their power step. Nothing. Activation 3. I'm going to do nothing. Because I've got probably the most amount of points that I can make off this particular scenario. So this is a little bit tense, isn't it? A little bit boring. But like that's why I don't particularly like playing against Steel Hearts with Steel Hearts. It's not a really enjoyable matchup. See, normally I'd be playing these guys with a very aggressive deck, and so I would have these guys on the other side. I would have cards in there that scored for being in your opponent's side, as opposed to preventing them from being on our side. I would definitely have this layout of the boards, because by bottlenecking that, you force them to go into a certain spot, and you can just run in and punch them. Putting your models in the way of combat against Steel Hearts is not a great idea. So we'll skip activation 3. Do nothing, and then pass, do nothing, get the power step, and then his fourth activation is just drawing cards because he can't do anything else. My power card, look, it's my second to, no, it's going to be my last one next turn, so I might as well just play everything. We'll put that there. We will play that, and we'll play that. Why not? Because he doesn't have any more activations left at all in the third phase, which this is. This is the third, right? Yes, I hope so. That's what I've been paying attention to. And then we've got healing potion, but we don't have nothing to heal, so we'll just pass. Activation 4 is when we move Oberon over here. to claim that last objective. Nothing the opponent can do about it. They don't have any activations left. It's the very last activation of the game. Don't want to play that healing potion. They're just like playing cards out now just for fun of it. What a nerd. Can't even stop me. Alright, so I got a point for that. You got denial. Yeah, okay, of course. Probably should have considered that as an option. Knowing that we're playing the same deck against each other. I got objective 2, I got objective 1, but that still only leaves me with 8 glory points at the end of the game, which then, well, gives us the victory. So that's no good. Not fun. Can I play against somebody else? Or play with somebody else? Why not? Like, I'll have a look at Iron Skull's boys. Iron Skull starter. This is actually the starter decks that come in there, in the boxes. So we'll go a bot match. Choose a warband for the bot to play. Let's say random with no handicap. Oh, we're going to play against Magors. How did I lose? I lost by one point. They had denial as well, so that's one of the reasons that they weren't trying to get into the other side of the battlefield. So, I choose my board first. F. What I would like is one that... Because so basically, there's... I guess that we've got the 4 boards that we can choose from, and the Shishian Star Dial is probably the ideal one for me because we can sort of guarantee that we've got 3 guys against each edge if we want to play aggressively. I pick a board, they pick a board, and I believe they choose how it matches up against ours. Okay, so you can go in any of the combinations or end to end if you want. So then we take turns placing objective tiles. So I will definitely put one square in the middle here. They'll place one wherever they placed it. Oh no, they didn't yet, sorry. They'll place one, then I'll place one, and they have to be a certain distance away. So the red thing, what red thing up here? That's a logo. That's a corn symbol. You know that. I've seen you with Warhammer. You know what it is. Oh, okay. So basically, it meant like so. If I put this down here, which I'll put this here. All right. The red space that's put around it is where no more objective tiles can be placed this game or this setup. So if I put it there, for example, it prevents more from going to be placed there. It just prevents you from clustering them up. So I'm going to put that there because it leaves a nice big open space at the back here, so I can possibly put that third one on my side and prevent them from having any access. The very last placed tile can go up against edges. So I'm going to I'm going to put that there. Now, look, this isn't the greatest strategy for this particular setup. You can see these 3 tiles here as well are bricks that are in the way of things, like rumbly, crushy things. So they are impassable terrain. Some of the more recent boards actually have like deadly terrain, so there's like holes in the ground and things like that you can push your opponents into. Pretty cool. I can choose. So objectives. Where have we got? 2, 4, and where did I put the other one? I swear. Oh yeah, 2, 4, and 5 are the ones that are within reach of us, and there's 3 that's not too far away. So 4 was over here. I'll definitely keep that. 2 dumb to die. Score this immediately if a friendly fighter suffers 3 or more damage in a single attack and is not taken out of action. I like that card for these guys. We're playing as the Oryx, so they're thick as thieves. Thick as thieves doesn't mean what I think it means, does it? Thick as thieves means like really close mates to somebody. Where I'm thinking these guys are thick as two short planks stuck together with super glue. That's the one. So I like that card. We'll keep this. These guys get bonuses for being super aggressive, and that's objective 3. So let's be super aggressive. Over here on the ploy and power card side, crush and cleave. So these are my upgrades. So we have more ploys than upgrades, which is good to start with because ploys help you get the glory to spend on upgrades later. More chopping. Roll an extra attack dice for the first attack action in the next activation. Okay. That's pretty cool. Rolling extra dice is always good in a game like this. And Shardfall allows you to put we did it at the end of the last game, allows you to put one down, like an obstructing piece until the end of the phase, which is, each phase is 4 activations. There's 3 phases per game. Healing potion, yeah, always good to have. Cool, let's do this. Let's move on. So they're gonna place first. Magor's Fiends has 4 guys, so they're gonna finish placing first, which gives them an extra symbol in the next, an advantage in the rolls. Who goes first? All of these guys have. So they inspire when they suffer damage, and inspiring is really cool. It's a mechanic that basically you flip that card and they become more powerful if they inspire, and they have different mechanics for inspiring for each warband. So Basher, what a name, hey? What a name. We will put Basher towards the back, I think. Each of these guys has different stats, attacks, abilities, and whatever. Sometimes they're very similar, but they're always different in some way. In this particular case, I think Basher and Hacker are relatively similar in stats and abilities. Bone Cutter might be slightly different, but you can see Gerzag Iron Skull is much tougher than the rest. So we'll place this guy up here. Now that is Magor himself. That is the leader. So what I want to do is put the leader in range of my leader. So hopefully there's some sort of attacky thing going on here. And then Bone Cutter will put up here. So we might actually see our leaders duel. Yes, so Alan, you're going to enjoy the heck out of this because this is Orcs. Hey Magor, how you doing? Weirdly, he moved into a position where I'm going to have assists. So that's a bit strange. Was that a card? I didn't see. So his first power card played was Horrifying Howl. Choose an enemy fighter that's adjacent to a friendly fighter and push them up to 2 hexes. Well, there you go. That explains that. So I'm going to then play Healing Potion on Gerzag because he took damage. Yeah, so now Magor has inspired because he dealt damage, and he's inspired because he's taken damage, which is part of the thing. So roll an extra dice for the first attack action in the next activation. So I will do that, I guess. I mean, while he's up there, he risks taking more damage from charges from these guys. His movement 3, that's 1, 2, 3. He can make it. He's movement 3. He's movement like 4, and also sometimes gets free actions from Magor. So what I might do is charge Magor from over here. Don't know if I'll be able to kill him. However, I will at least get out of range of these guys' charges. And what was it? Objective 3 and 4. That's 4. Those three's over here. I don't know, actually. But yeah, since we're about to charge him, we'll play that card. They get to play a card, they're not doing anything, and the Shardfall will prevent them from moving onto an objective. There's no way I can tell what objectives they're looking to grab, so I'm not going to worry. So I'll pass. Now it is my activation. So, mate, let's hit you. Right. I rolled an extra dice on that. I can re-roll. I think that's is that an ability for him being inspired? I think it might be because he's inspired he can re-roll dice. So what did I need to hit this on this one? I think it was hammers. So I will re-roll that one. It's a critical. This guy is going to take a hit, and we are going to pass on the drive back because we want him to be adjacent. We want him to potentially take a hit from this guy as well. So that's a thing. We'll also... What's his movement? His movement's 4. So if I play the Shardfall here, I can sort of protect this little corner. Because that guy can only come around there and attack Gerzag, who is currently inspired. I like that. Let's Shardfall right there. See, that denies access into this corner for the rest of this match, basically. The pass. They have a power step. Roll 1 extra attack. Yeah, so he's going to come in here and try and hit me. And I think I survived that. Sweet. So that inspires him because he's dealt damage. I'm not going to play any cards, so I'll pass. Don't quite know where to go from here. Let's so his movement is 3, so I'm not worried about him reaching us at this stage. So we've got 3 activations left. Okay, so I think I'm going to have to attack him with him, because then maybe next turn I can charge him, and then I can charge him, and that will kill Riptooth and Magor in this turn. I've also got that objective to grab, so maybe something cool will happen in the meantime. I don't think like they'll accidentally kill themselves or something. I don't know. But let's get a bit of glory, because glory is the way to go. Yep, you did. So Gerzag and Bone Cutter. Gerzag, that's Hacker, so that's Bone Cutter there. So I'm going to put this on him. No more power cards. So, I mean, this guy can charge this guy. We'll put him in charge range of that guy. Too dangerous. This guy's probably going to try and move down. So Bone Cutter is going to attack him. Let's charge. We'll do 2 damage if we hit. Gets critical versus a critical. Because it's a draw, even though, yeah, I did that damage, I'm going to push him over to here. Just get in the way of stuff, right? What an exciting move. So, I gotta keep remembering to do this, hitting the thing. Hey, Short Unicorn, how you doing? It's Nathan. Hey, Nathan. I don't know if you caught the stream last night, but I've got a couple of things to show you. Check this out. This is our intro screen. Yeah. This is our Goose Games Now, our intro screen. Haha. This is our Skyline. This is our chat show. Oh, so tell me about your new movie. This is my Batcave, and this is me as an Unchained Berserker, and that's me as a magic card. Yeah, kicking on, and then I've got all my overlays to work with. It's good fun, hey. So yeah, we'll make specific ones of specific games like this setup. Yeah, anyway, long story. I'm recording this for the YouTube channel, so I'm not going to ramble about non-Shade Spire stuff. So we've got an activations. This is activation number 4. They've activated all their guys. We could use this to take a free hit, but we can also claim an objective here at the end of this turn, which we kind of need to do because we've spent all of our glory. So Basher is going to move over here to spot number 4. Now, in this particular build for this warband, for this deck, I would not take the objectives. Like, these guys don't care about objectives. They're Oryx. They just want to get an all punch up. Also, Nathan, I don't know if you heard, we got raided yesterday, and Anna Chess dropped 100 people into our channel all at once. So that was good fun. I have that on video. The confusion on my face is beautiful. What have we got here? We're claiming that one. And we're claiming that one. No, we're discarding those. Yes, we definitely want to take advantage of that and put it on this guy because he is in a prime position to charge. And then we play pass. Yeah, it was hectic. It was hectic. Look at my invisible can. It's actually not invisible today. It's a first for a while. Yeah, so where are we now? Select player who goes first. I am going to go first. We're going to cop a bunch of counter charges in this turn, but I'm going to go because I would like to kick things off with a charge with Basher. So Basher, please Scrag'em. There's a card called Scrag'em. Each friendly fighter that supports the first attack action in the next activation is considered to be 2 supporting fighters, which doesn't really matter because you only get a benefit for having 2, so that's the thing. But anyway, we're going to charge you into you, buddy, and we're going to do it from this side so that we don't, oh, he only does 1 damage. What a sod. So maybe we won't. Maybe we will. How are we going to do extra damage to this guy? He's got 5 movement, so it doesn't like. I don't know. What is Gerzag's attack doing damage wise? It does 3. What does Hacker's attack damage look like? 1, and Bone Cutter's attack damage is 2. So I'm going to say let's punch on with Gerzag. Gerzag was going to attack Riptooth. Pow. Pow, pow, pow. Choose a dice to re-roll. We've got one assisting thing here, so that can be re-rolled. 2 hammers, 1 critical. He unfortunately survived that attack quite comfortably. We won't play Scrag until next turn. They just played Confusion to swap their 2 fighters when really I think they're pretty much identical. Yes, we are playing against bots. This is great fun. We hit the pass button here. Sidestep. Friendly fighter, push 1 hex. What? Okay. No idea what's going on here. Let's get in close. Oh, he's a good boy. I do like it. He's a proper Chaos Hound with the dumb frill. Bot Bash 2020. I don't get what is. What is Bot Bash 2020? Oh, either because they're bots and they're terrible. Yeah. So that's their activation. So I'm going to play Scrag'em so that I get the added bonus of having this guy here. I'm going to pass because I don't have any more cards to play, and then we go to activation 2. And Gerzag is now going to hit you again. Take that, you dog. You dog! I'm going to not re-roll the dice because both of those are hits. You get no supports, mate. So over here you go. I thought he did more damage than that. Scores in an end phase if 3 or more fighters are taken out of action in the preceding action phase. Objective 5, which is the one in the middle here, and Objective 1, which is this one. Oh, this one back here, I think. No, where is Objective 1? Up there. Don't care about either of those, so we'll pass. Having the game playing at such a low resolution is a little bit tiring on the eyes. I definitely need to get a more powerful computer that can both stream and play at the same time, so that would be good. The other option is just to play on another computer entirely and stream the visuals through onto OBS, I guess. Activation 3. What are we going to do? Bone Cutter is going to see, I don't know. We want to take out up to 3 fighters. We don't want to lose any of ours, but we sort of also don't care. We'll charge Bone Cutter in here. He hasn't charged. So we want to sort of force them to have to move, don't we? I don't know. It's all so complicated. Let's just charge him. Whatever. They're orcs. Oryx. Cop that. The reason that worked is because he needed dodges to block the attacks as opposed to the shields. So we'll drive back the target into this little... No, we won't. We'll pass. We won't drive him back at all. We won't open up any ways for the enemy to get in, and we don't want to put him adjacent to this guy because otherwise he gets basically a free attack on him, and he's only got 1 health left. So hopefully this guy will charge in here and finish him off. And neither of our objectives are going to be grabbed this turn, I don't think. So they're going to have an attack. Activation. Kapiao. Play a card or pass. I will pass. I would pass. Build a dedicated machine. Yeah, it's not something that I'm incapable of doing. It's more funds and time that really get in the way of that. Despite being in coronavirus lockdown, I don't actually have like heaps and heaps and heaps of time to do that sort of thing and source the parts, especially when everything seems to be shut down at the moment. Shut down is not the right word, like out of stock of all the stuff. They're definitely selling things at Harvey Norman. I've been there a bunch of times. No, this is going right so far. We're having a bit of fun with this game, just sort of learning the traps, getting used to the rhythm. It is activation 4. It is time to gain some glory. I think we will punch you with you. Now that was terrible, but we will drive him back so that he doesn't have an attack. Oh, I was with a charge. Oh, it was a misplay. I probably shouldn't have even bothered doing that. Just give me 2 seconds. Okay. It's been a very, very quiet day today. It was Anzac Day, so obviously very important for a lot of people. Made town into a bit of a ghost town for the day, but that's all right. It's good to see that people aren't out and about and socialising as much as they have been during the week, because it's been pretty terrible, to be honest. That was a miss. Now, it's important to note this card, Good Scrap, actually, it says, score this in an end phase if 3 or more fighters were taken out of action in the preceding action phase, which is pretty cool, because you can actually lose your own guard. Mishzilla. Pass. Yeah, no, it's been loads of fun with these overlays, just making them ourselves, having a bit of a giggle. I do like having the ability to hang out and just do stuff. So, tell you what, we'll keep Good Scrap because it looks like there's going to be some death in the next turn. Hold objective 5 is right there, but I don't like the hold objectives. Let's get rid of them so I can show us some cards that are good. We'll get rid of that as well. We will pass. So we're going to hold on to these objective cards. Play your upgrades. Choose upgrades to play or pass. I haven't got any glory to play them, so we'll pass. Then we'll go to discard your power cards. Now, we don't have glory at the moment, but we do want ploys, so I'm going to discard the absolute lot of these because none of them can really be used at this particular point. Work. Work. Go. And then we draw up to 5 power cards and 3 objective cards. The Goose Game's cut out from the YouTube video. That's actually so that cutout. You've seen the plastic sign at the beginning, at the entrance to the shop. That's actually the test one that we did. Honk, 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 honk. And he's a little bit of fun. Honk, honk. Just like my pet goose. Yeah, it's he's got legs and everything. It's Major Cosplay. It's Anthony. Anthony, we gave away prizes last night as well. It's Anthony has retrieved his prizes. Alan, you gotta get yours at some stage, and I've got to figure out a way to get this one to Brock. Okay, so they're there. You're all right. What are we doing? So the player goes first. I will go first because I like to punch things before I am an orc. I'm going to... What have we got here? Hold objective 2. That's well out of my purview, isn't it? That's like over there, so we don't want that. Good scrap. That's if 3 or more things die. Get the boss. Score this in an end phase if your warband took an enemy leader out of action in the preceding action phase. Oh, we took him out in the first action phase, so we're not going to be able to score that. That sucks. It's alright, stop fidgeting. We're going to send this guy into combat with this guy. The reason being, we want him to die, because it's going to help us score good scrap. If we can kill this thing, which didn't work, that sucks. So if they can kill this thing, and then we can kill something else, and then they can kill something of ours, then we're going to actually get things. Hi, Amy. So this is very uncomfortable, Goose. You're not making life easy for me. Is that creepy? Yeah, also we've got the Goose Games Nara logo, so that's a thing. We're going to head back to our Warhammer Underworlds overlay. Okay, so what is it? That was my turn. It's their turn. I can play this and get an attack action out of it. So I'm going to play this because I'm having a good time. I'm going to choose this fighter, and then I'm going to. Nope, he didn't get an attack action. What a lame-o. If he had rolled certain dice, he would have gotten an attack action. So that would have been cool. A bit of a shame that he didn't. I do recommend that you guys tune in tomorrow, because those of us who have been toiling away on our Minecraft realm are probably going to live stream our raid on the End Dragon, so that'll be a little bit of fun. Play a card or pass? I think we're going to pass. Get stuck right in. So it's a bit of a mess over here at the moment. We've got 4 big fat orcs that waiting to do something exciting. So was my activation again already? Did they not do anything? Oh, that's no good. Let's charge Gerzag over here. So here's the problem with getting smushed up. We want to kill things. We want things to die this particular turn. We want as much to die as possible. That's a hit. We'll re-roll that one. That's a miss. And he criticaled. And then he gets a counter-attack. Did you kill my guy? Oh, you sod. I wanted him to die. I wanted him to die. I wanted to get good scrap. This makes life harder for us. Kill something, please, opponent. Kill something. We'll pass to the... Is objective 2's all the way over there? No. Oh, hey, it would have been nice if we had that objective. Pillage. Remove one objective that you hold from the battlefield. So we can actually remove that entirely, but I don't know if it really matters. We'll do that. Choose that hex. That objective is gone entirely, so even if they wanted to claim it this turn, they can't. It's gone for the rest of the game, so it's another thing that they do, which is pretty cool. Play a card or pass. Pass. Activation 3. What am I going to do on Activation 3? Well, an opening has been offered. This guy again, we want to see as many things die as possible, including our own. So if we were to... What's his damage does 3. So if we were actually to charge Hacker in here and hit, hopefully hit, which we do, we can knock this guy out of the way. And then maybe there's an opening for us to charge Bone Cutter in on the last one to kill him. But I don't know, like, I don't think we can get the 3 guys died, so it's gonna be hard for us to actually finish this off in any meaningful way. Oh, he's attacking. Kill him, go and do it. Yeah, boy. So that's 1 dead. On their 3rd activation, last lunge. Play this reaction during an attack action or ploy that will take a friendly fighter out of action before removing them from the battlefield. Roll an attack dice. On a roll of hammer or critical, make an attack action without fighter. It must target the attacker. Yes, let's do that. Hammer. So he gets an attack. And he's going to attack him. He got 2 criticals versus that guy's 1 critical. That is fantastic. So he did 1 last lunge. That's a really cool card, and it worked perfectly. So our guy died, and he did not take it very well. He punched back and put old mate Ripjaw, or whatever his name is, Riptooth, onto 1 wound remaining. So that's 1 guy dead. Somehow we need to get more guys dead by the end of this particular activation. So we'll pass. So I've got 1 activation, they've got 1 activation. So if I can kill that Riptooth with something that I'm putting into the line of danger, that would be really cool. So Bone Cutter can charge him. What if I want to move there and attack? Yeah, there we go. Fingers crossed we roll really well, because he's got like 2 supports or something. There you go. He got the kill. That's fantastic. And then hopefully they kill us, and then we might actually have taken an objective card, which would be neat. Very risky play. They've got 1 activation left. We've got there's no point. That's our last activation of the game. So we can put extra wounds on someone, but we don't want to do that. So pass. We literally just want them to kill us. I didn't want to roll that. Can I re-roll that? Lame. Lame. My guy rolled a critical, which cancelled out all of his attacks effectively. But we did win, so that was good. Part of the reason we won is because Magor's Fiend is a very leader-centric sort of warrior. Warband. Magor has the ability to push his Riptooth as well as doing some other stuff. So it's yeah, once you've taken out that leader, it's not too hard to claw things back. So that was pretty cool. That was a neat little stream. I think it's going to be time for me to disappear any second. We played a couple of games. We had a bit of a look. Next time I stream the game, we're going to talk a bit about how to construct the decks, because I finally found where to edit the deck, so we can bust out maybe some of my older deck designs and trial them a little bit in bot match or casual match or whatever. Anthony, I don't know if we can actually hook up and play directly yet, but if that's a feature that I've got in the game, maybe we could do that. That would be pretty cool. So, thank you very much for tuning in to this particular stream, yeah, we'll yeah, thanks, dude. I'll speak to you guys soon. Actually, remember, tune in tomorrow for the Lazy Sunday stream. Is probably going to be the raid on the Ender Dragon that we've got going in our Minecraft server, so that'll be a little bit of fun. I'll get everyone's voice coming through. We've got, I believe, Caleb, Justin, Ember. It's going to be utter bedlam. In the meantime, I'm Batman. So it's quite possible to get this thing a bit wonky. And then I look completely deranged. It's because my parents were killed in an alleyway in front of me as a kid. It was really awful. It was like the worst ending to Zorro that they could have done. But ever since, I've encouraged crazy bad guys to do really mean things to people just by existing. If I didn't exist, those bad guys probably wouldn't hang out. Can you think of any other city that has such a wide range of complete nut jobs with fancy costumes that kill people? It's terrible. Also, I took a young man with a bright future and put him in the face of danger constantly. Stupid. And I spend most of my time in a cave, even though I've got a bloody mansion. I mean, I'm rich. I could have afforded some lights. That would have been cool. Instead, I've got this. I've got a computer. I've got a mask. There's like that one. Yeah. That one. That one gets Netflix. It's pretty good. It is a bit damp down here too. It's uncomfortable. Quite often I'll just fall asleep on the chair. Alfred will come by and try and wake me up, but I'm really grumpy when I wake up. So yeah. Well, I mean, where else are you going to do the wiring? In a proper factory setting with a dry space that has all of the ground covered in carpet, so that you rub your feet on it and you get static and you cause things to zap. No, that's just insulate it. Insulate it. What is this insulation you talk of? What do you use to insulate it? This mask makes me feel like I've got. Hang on, I'm getting messages. Who's messaging me? Huh? It is wife. It says, "Hello. Sorry, I didn't realize you were streaming." Aww, and she's got purple hair. I'm Batman. I'm also. I do that in the actual card. Good times. Yeah, look, I'm basically just going to head off now. I do want to get home, hang out with the family. Next time we will play a little bit of a little bit more. What do we call this? Warhammer Underworlds Online, and yeah, we'll check out some deck building, and I'll look up some of my older decks that I used to use, and yeah, this has been the Goose Games Underworld stream. So thank you very much for jumping on and checking it out, and I will see you guys tomorrow.